Hello. Welcome into another video. So this is going to be, once again, a little bit different. So first and foremost, before we even get into this video, I do want to say that I'm working on the Game of Thrones videos. I really am. Today was a much needed family, wholesome, no work day. I've been pretty stressed. A lot of it's self-inflicted. I'm kind of like my own worst enemy when it comes to like work and like giving myself breaks and shit. So yeah, I've just been kind of stressing myself out. So I've took today as just like a me day, feel your feelings kind of day, you know? And I thought rather than doing nothing, I wanted to sit down and do a little Q&A. Now, I don't know if this is going to be interesting, but you guys have sent in some lovely questions. I mean, I've got some juicier questions over on Instagram. I've got some wholesome questions on YouTube. So we're going to do a little mixture of both. And yeah, this is going to be a Q&A. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. You're literally going to be seeing this maybe a few hours like after I filmed it. Like I'm literally going to edit this same day and put it up. So hopefully you enjoy this video. If you somehow come across this video, maybe check out my channel and see if you want to subscribe. No pressure. This is not my usual content. But I thought, why not? Let's just chat. Let's catch up. Let's just like, I don't know. Maybe this is therapy for you. This is therapy for me. Like just chatting shit is kind of therapy for me. So it's kind of helping me a lot. But yeah, I guess with all that said, let's get into this video. I'm sorry if you hear anyone outside like screaming or whatever, but obviously this is a Saturday. I live in the city and the football's been on, so all the straights are out in force. So if you hear anybody outside, I'm so sorry, but there's literally nothing I can do. I've got the windows closed, so I am sweating, but this is what I do for you, okay? Let's get into it. Okay, so Watch with Marcia, I don't know how you say your name, I'm so sorry, said, how long does it take me to edit a video? It takes her a long time, so she just wants to know how long it takes me, just so that she knows that she's not alone. Well, honey, this is kind of part of the thing that I kind of said at the beginning. It takes me a very long time. Now, I know it may not seem like it to you guys, but that's because I'm quite quick. I do think, like, in terms of editing, I'm quite quick at doing it. Like, my friends told me and stuff that I'm just quite quick at it all. And I guess it's just from practice. But even with that said, like it can take me like 2-3 days. And I mean full days, beginning to end, barely any breaks, editing. So like these Game of Thrones ones, like they'll take me like 2 or 3 days to do like 2 episodes. So, and that's if I'm like doing back to back, like I said, no breaks. But it does kind of just depend. Like this one's going to be a pretty easy edit because I mean, it's just a little Q&A. But like reactions and stuff like that, especially when I want to make them really entertaining and like go all in and like go crazy and ham with the like the edit and the fun stuff and like the memes and that, like it can take a lot of time. Even just like trying to find a meme that you kind of like have kind of envisioned in your head, because the way I kind of work with editing, now this is not part of your question, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. The way I work with editing is when I'm like watching myself back and obviously watching the thing back and everything, I kind of like say things in my head in response to myself. Does that make sense? That probably sounds really weird. But yeah, I say things like kind of in my mind as like an end of a phrase that I've already said in the video, or as like a response to something that I've said or something that's happened that I necessarily didn't say. And then I try and find some sort of meme or clip or just like something funny to kind of like encapsulate what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense? So yeah, so just trying to find those little bits to insert can take a long time. Like sometimes I have to watch through loads and loads to try and find the perfect one for what I'm wanting. So yeah. Biggest crush in a movie or a show, and this was sent in by Cheyenne, I think. My biggest crush in a movie or a show, I'd say it's gotta be. Now, I don't know if you guys are gonna expect to say this, but it definitely is. It's gotta be Henry Cavill from, obviously, Enola Holmes. Hoi, oi, oi, that man. I tell you what, that man is a man. And he's delicious. Okay. So I'd say him for a movie. In terms of TV shows, who do I fancy from TV shows? I think Steve Harrington, so Joe Keery, I think he's quite attractive. What other TV shows? Oh, no, I know it. It's Jonathan Blake. Hello, Jonathan Blake from Bridgerton. Oh! But I mean, on top of that, was her name Simone? Is her name Simone? Simone Ashley, is that right? Jonathan Bailey and Simone, I'm pretty sure it's Simone Ashley. Both fucking gorgeous. Who else do I fancy? I feel like I always fancy everybody. Like, there's not many people in TV shows or movies that I watch on this channel that I don't not fancy, to be quite honest. Yeah, so there you go. There's a few. So a few people have asked me this one, but I've just come across it from Nomikins or something. I'm sorry if I'm saying your at's wrong, whatever. They said, what's my favourite show that I've reacted to on the channel? Now, I definitely have answered this before in like a live stream or something, but I'd say my favourite thing. Now, it's kind of hard because obviously I loved doing Heartstopper for sure. That's definitely up there. That's probably like, I've got two top favourites, and I'm sure most of you all know them. But my first is obviously Heartstopper. I think it's an incredible show. I'm really excited for season 2. So for those of you asking if I'm going to be reacting to season 2 of Heartstopper, hello, of course I am. Likewise with Stranger Things, whenever the next season of that comes out, I'll be reacting to that. So definitely Heartstopper and definitely Stranger Things. Stranger Things I just really got, and I don't know if it's because it was just really long, and it was the first time I'd like really done like a multiple seasons deal. And it'll be interesting to see if I feel like this for Game of Thrones, because obviously we're working through that now. But definitely without a shadow of a doubt, I think I almost prefer Stranger Things more, simply because there was much more to sink my teeth into. Like, obviously, Heartstopper, we had one season. It was what? It was 10 episodes or 8 episodes? I think 8 episodes, and they were really short episodes. So, obviously, loved Heartstopper. Like, I mean, hello, I cried at it. But I think because of how much I was able to really grasp and get into the whole show, it has to be Stranger Things. But it is a hard question. Like, those two are like top of the top for me. I almost think I'm probably gonna, guys, I've been debating it, but I think I'm gonna rewatch Stranger Things just on my own time, because I loved it, and I want to traumatize myself even more. So I see that happening. I might even start rewatching it tonight. So yeah, there you go. Who's my favorite villain of all time? This was asked by HSMT. Oh, I ain't even reading all that. Sorry, there's loads of letters. Who's my favourite villain of all time? I'd say, now, not sure if she's actually supposed to be a villain or whatever, but they tried to make her into a villain. It has to be Wanda. Now, I've not watched every Marvel movie, but I've watched obviously the ones that Wanda's in. And I love her. I love Elizabeth Olsen. I think she's an incredible actress. I love her as Wanda. No one could make me hate Wanda, ever. It's just not going to happen. So definitely love Wanda, but she's an interesting one. I suppose she's not. She was kind of made to seem like a villain in the newest one, like the multiverse, but she's not really a villain. She's just a mother who loves her kids. So I don't know if she counts. So if she doesn't count, then for sure Maleficent. But I think that's because, like, we know Maleficent's story, we know the backstory, that whole thing. Is there any other villains that I like? I don't think so. Usually, like, the villains in TV shows and stuff, I'm very much on the wavelength of they are horrible people, you know? So I think Maleficent's a good one, because although she is a villain, she has, like, her reasons and her backstory, and I just love Maleficent. I obviously love Angelina Jolie. I think she's sickening. Hands on your knees, Angelina Jolie. Thanks, Lana. Thanks for that. Anyway, Kaylin, I think, asked me what am I most looking forward to this year, whether it be like trips, holidays, whatever, I don't know. I'd say I've got a lot of things booked in, like holidays and concerts and stuff. So a little thing about me, for the longest time, I didn't really, now this is probably going to be blasphemy to even admit, but I didn't really see the point in concerts for a long time, even though I was a major music fan. I think, like, even was reacting to music at the time. I just thought it was a lot of money to go and see someone just sing the songs that you can listen to live. But obviously now I've kind of changed my tune a lot, and I think it's a lot of watching it live is the experience of being there with loads of other people that love the artist also. On top of obviously seeing them sing it live, but also seeing what they do with the show and the actual production side of it. So I've got a few things booked in. For example, like I've now got Beyonce tickets for a few weeks' time for the beginning of June. So there's going to be a vlog coming of that and my London trip in general. So I've got that booked in, which I'm really excited for. The seats aren't incredible, but I'm in the room and that's all I care about. So yeah, we're going to be going to see Beyonce. I've got a few holidays planned. Like I've got a summer holiday for my birthday planned. We're going to Gran Canaria. That's really exciting. We've got like a whole private villa and stuff. That's going to be sick. I'm supposed to be going on holiday with my parents. We've not booked it yet, but we're supposed to be going to see my sister once again because she's back over in Greece, working in Greece. But she's in a different hotel now, so we're going to be going to stay at that hotel hopefully. And that's I think in September. And then on top of that, I'm also going to see Ray. She's doing like a rework of her album, but live. And she's recording it, like she's recording like a live version of her album with like new arrangements and stuff. And she's very into like the scatting. Like I've seen some of her live performances up to now, and she does do a lot of like the scatting and the jazzy kind of singing. So yeah, I'm going to see her at the Royal Albert Hall, which I think is in September. And I think other than that, I've not really got anything else planned specifically that's like already booked in. I don't know. I can't quite remember. So I'd say they're the things that I'm most excited for. Like just start traveling a little bit more. Yeah, it's just a lot of good things to look forward to. Next, DT Artistry is his username. Has asked what my advice would be for anyone who's wanting to start doing social media, YouTube, etc. Now, I get a lot of messages about like this kind of topic, and I think this is going to be me giving you advice, but also I need to also take my own advice in this situation. And I'd say, I mean, first of all, like I've done this from the beginning. I'd say just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and you're doing it authentically, because I've seen a lot of time old friends of mine or something, like they kind of start it because they think it's an easy way of getting money. They get like a kind of a false start because they kind of not steal content, but like use others' content to create content, which I mean, I know I obviously react to things, but like, I mean, they like, for example, this is just one example, they like did this thing with the Sidemen, and then they made a huge YouTube channel off of the back of that, kind of profiting off of the Sidemen's fame, if that makes sense. Which, I mean, to some people that's very smart, but I just knew like behind the scenes because at the time they asked me to edit their videos. I think I did like 3 of their videos and then a whole load of shit went down. But yeah, I knew from behind the scenes that it definitely wasn't authentic to them, and like it wasn't something that they actually were passionate about, and that's what was kind of irritating. So I just say in general, make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Don't just do it because you think it's easy money, because let me tell you, it ain't always easy. For some people it is. For some, like, completely depends on your content. Like, I'd say the reaction space, we work very hard, let me tell you that. I think a lot of people just see us sit down and watch stuff for a living, which, I mean, that is essentially what it is, which is lovely, and I'm very grateful to be doing it. But I also think a lot of people don't understand actually the amount of work that goes into it, and the amount of jumping through hoops and avoiding things you have to do to try and actually get content up without like strikes and stuff and copyright, all that stuff. Like, y'all know recently I've been really fucked over by copyright a lot. So yeah, I'd say make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, which I definitely did when I started. Like, I started just making videos, God, way back when it was like second year of uni. I was doing like face paint videos because I was passionate about face paint and I wanted more of a reason to do it. And I used to watch people do like makeup and stuff, so I decided I wanted to make videos on it. And I mean, I wasn't earning from YouTube for a long time. Like, I was doing it for years before I even earned a penny. Because then I then decided to stop doing that because I had, obviously my psoriasis was really bad at the time, didn't have a cure for that, so it was just flaring up and it was making it really hard. And then I just started doing like vlogs and challenges with my friends, which was really fun for a very long time. And then it was only until it was 2020 when I actually started doing reactions, and it was May 2020. So it's going on 3 years of me actually doing this like not full time, because I wasn't doing it full time for a while, but it's been 3 years since I properly started putting my all into it. And I started doing reactions, which is kind of when I always kind of see my beginning of YouTube as when I started reactions, because the rest of it was just like me having fun with my friends. So me doing YouTube like with the intention of it being like something more than just a hobby was 3 years this month. But yeah, that wasn't part of the question. But also I'd say, now this is where I need to kind of take my advice also. I'd say just make sure that you are lenient with yourself. And it's quite hard being your own boss, because you always kind of think, well, I can kind of just work whenever I want. And I know some people obviously take that and like really take liberties with that, whereas I'm the kind of person that'll just work constantly unless someone stops me from working, or if I've got a reason to not be working. Like if I'm at home, like chances are I'm working, because I'm just like, well, why would I not work? You know, like I do really enjoy my work, but obviously it's important to take breaks. So I'd say make sure that you're being lenient with yourself and take breaks when you deserve breaks, but also like really put some graft in, because I think you'll find success, I believe, more if you really graft for it and put a lot of time and effort in, and just make stuff that you're really proud of. Don't think about obviously churning content out all the time. Now, I definitely did that towards the beginning. Like I was doing reactions upon reactions like every day. And it definitely did help. So consistency does help, but I also think quality content also matters. So yeah, that's that on that. I feel like I've spoken a lot about that. Izzy Rose has asked, what's been my favourite video that I've made up to now? Now that's kind of hard, because there is I feel like I always am saying like, it's one of my favourite videos, it's one of my favourite videos. But I think it's because I do take pride in my content a lot. Like I don't put something out if I think it's like a shit job, you know? So I'd say I definitely used to say the Encanto video, and I still do stand by that. I think the Encanto video is super fun. I also think some of my horror ones, like some of my more scarier ones, like I love my Scream franchise. I think the Scream franchise is really good. I love the first Scream movie, because I honestly had no idea what I was getting myself in for. Obviously, I knew the ghost-faced mask, but I didn't know about obviously Drew getting killed off at the beginning. Like I thought she was like a main character. So I was truly gooped and gagged the whole time for that first one. So I definitely say the Scream franchise and that. But like I love a lot of my videos. Like I love a lot of my movies. I loved doing the Devil Wears Prada one. I think that was really fun. Oh, the Spree one's definitely one of my favorites too. The Spree video. I think that was really successful in my opinion. Yeah. In terms of TV shows, which ones did I enjoy I love doing the Stranger Things ones, and I'll tell you why. It's because I love a show or a movie that kind of has like a really significant theme or style, which means that I can sort of emulate that in the edit. And I did that so much with Stranger Things. Like I really went into like the 80s arcade kind of vibe. So I think probably those videos were really fun to edit too. Yeah. But I do take pride in a lot of my videos. Like I don't think there's a video that I'd necessarily wish I'd not put up. Especially not a reaction, anyway. Oh, actually, no, there is one. There definitely is one that I wish I didn't put up, but it's just because of the amount of hate that I got on it. Next, Miss Shell has asked, what's my favourite comfort meal to make? Now, if I'm completely honest, it's kind of my favourite meal, and that is burritos. Like I don't think you can go wrong with a burrito. I love a burrito so much. Like they're just one of those meals that I feel that you can count on being good every time, and there's no real bad way or like wrong way of doing a burrito. I don't think. Like I just think as like the ingredients stay the same, as long as like your ingredients aren't out of date. Like there's no going wrong with a burrito. And like all the cheese, I put like crushed up Doritos in mine just for a bit more of a crunch. I just don't. There's just nothing wrong. There's no way of a burrito going wrong. So I'd definitely say burritos for me is like my comfort food. Like I know I'm going to enjoy burrito no matter the weather, no matter what's going on. So yeah, for sure burritos. Joey K has now asked, what's my favourite vacation / like holiday spot that I've ever been to? Now I did spend, now this is like really niche, but when I was working abroad, I did spend like a few days in Vietnam at this like specific like beach place. Like I'm not about to say that the whole of Vietnam is my favorite. It's more just like this specific place. Like they had this really gorgeous like pool house beach situation that was absolutely gorgeous. That was definitely a highlight. That was one of those places where I was like, wow, I wish I could go back there. But I say that, but then like the outside of that was a little bit dodgy. So yeah, but Vietnam definitely had some good spots. I loved... Where did I love? Hong Kong was really cool. I've been to Hong Kong, and that was just like a London, but on crack. It was literally just like London, but like next level. So I loved that. And I'm not going to lie, I loved Paris. And obviously I know that was really recent, but I loved Paris. I can't wait to go again. I'm excited to go again. I'd love to go like a fashion week in Paris. Like, I think that would be incredible to be taken to fashion week. That's like a massive goal of mine, to be taken to like a fashion week or just go to a fashion week in general. I mean, it would be next level to walk in a fashion week, but that's I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But yeah, we can manifest. Eliza H. Mormon, I think, is your username, has asked, what would I be doing if it wasn't for YouTube? I see myself either obviously being a dancer, because that's what I was doing before YouTube, and then obviously back injury. But yeah, I'd probably be a dancer still. If not a dancer, if I did just stop dance inevitably, I would love to be a tattoo artist. Like, I love to draw. And for the longest time when I was a kid, like, I kind of did see myself being a tattooist. And I think I'd love it. And I think now getting tattoos, like I think they're so beautiful. It isn't recognised enough, in my opinion. Like, the artistry that goes into obviously putting art on someone's body, I think it's incredible. So I think if I wasn't to dance, like taking that out of the equation, because obviously I went to uni for dancing. I teach dancing currently, not for long though. But yeah, I think if it wasn't for all that, then I probably would love to train as a tattoo artist and do tattooing. I think that would be really fun. That's the only thing I can kind of think that I'd really be passionate about. Yeah. Next, Coolest Kid with a K has asked, what's my favourite album and artist of all time? Or was it album and song? It was song and album. Favourite song of all time, that's so hard. I don't think I'd be able to say just one specific song, because I love so much music. But I'd say album-wise, either Bronco by Orville Peck, because the way that album makes me feel is like second to none. Like, that's one of those albums that like really puts me at ease. Like, I just sing along, and it's a really beautifully made album. I love it so much, and it has kind of like the countryness to it, which it just automatically makes me feel more at peace, if we're going to go that way. But obviously, y'all know I'm a Taylor Swift hoe, so for sure, like Folklore, Evermore, they're my zhuzh. But yeah, I can't really think of any others that like are definitely like, and I mean, if this is a bit maybe too soon to tell, but Ray's album is just so good. Ray's album is so good. I don't know what to tell you. Ooh, Paulani, I'm not sure if that's how you say your name. She or they or he or whatever have asked, do I have any comfort shows or movies for like if I'm having like a blue day? I'd say one movie I can always count on being incredible every time I watch is La La Land. Now, I'd also say like my favourite movie of all time, because someone else did ask this, so I may as well tie this in together. I'd say my favourite movie of all time is probably the OG Scream, so that's another one. But I feel like if I'm having like a down day, I'm not sure if I want to watch Scream of all movies, even though it is kind of camp. If I'm having like a down day, La La Land every fucking time, man. That is a movie and a half. Even The Notebook, that is such a sad film. Oh, I haven't watched it in so long. Would you guys want a video on that? Because I'd do a video on The Notebook. Because I've not watched it in a while, but every time I have watched, I have cried. Without a shadow of a doubt, every single time. But no, La La Land for sure. If you want a video on La La Land, I'd happily do that. Happily. And it'd be a really fun time, let me tell you. La La Land is incredible. I can't say enough good things. So that's for sure that's my most comfy movie. My favourite movie of all time is either that or Scream, because Scream, like the OG, is sick. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Healy said, this may be a bit personal, but what was my experience coming out? Now, it's a pretty long story. There's a lot to it, but I do have a video on my channel already from years and years ago. So if you do, I think I also have a podcast episode about it. Or did I never get around to doing that? Maybe I never got around to doing that. I can't remember. But I'm pretty sure I spoke about my coming out on Michael's podcast, which is Reaching Out with Michael Constable. It's still on Spotify if you want to go watch, listen even. And I've also got a video on my channel, I'll put it on screen here, which is just my coming out story. But I don't know if I actually spoke about all of it in that video or not. I'm not sure, it was years and years ago. But yeah, so there is stuff on there if you want to know more about it. But I will say it wasn't like a traumatic experience at all. So yeah, I'm not going to go into it again here. Ooh, Mr. Sam said, will you go see Taylor Swift when she comes to London? International dates will be posted about soon. I mean, I hope they're going to be posted about soon because I really, really want to go. Because obviously, like I said, I'm trying to get I'm trying to get into concerts and stuff. I would love to go to Taylor's Eros tour, because I just feel like I've not gone to any of her other tours, and realistically, I only really became a solid stan at the Reputation era, and then obviously she's not really toured since then, because obviously Loverfest got cancelled because of COVID, and obviously this is the first one back. So it's just I just feel like if I was able to go to this tour, it kind of makes up for me not being able to go to the rest, because obviously it's about all of her eras. So I definitely want to go. I really hope I can get tickets. If anyone's able to get an extra ticket or two, please do hit me up. Because I'm wanting to take my friend with me also. Just because I don't really want to go on my own. But yeah, so if anyone stumbles across 2 extra tickets, or even just 1 extra ticket because fuck my friend, please hit me up and let me know, because I would love to come with. Okay, but I am also going to try and get tickets. Okay, but yeah, who knows? Because it was a travesty, wasn't it, with the US ones? But we'll see. I'm putting out good vibes. I'm putting out good juju. I'm really hoping I can make it, because I would love that. I would love nothing more. But yeah. Ooh, Charlie has asked, do I watch any reactors on YouTube? And if so, who are they? So I don't watch really as many movie reactors and stuff. I watch a few, but I find it when you're doing that kind of content, you don't necessarily want to indulge in that kind of content also. It's a lot, you know? So obviously, because now I do more movies and TV shows, I don't really find myself watching those as much. But because I don't really do music ones anymore, I've been getting back into watching some music reactors. So I've started recently watching Caitlin Marie. She's a gem. I've been watching all of her album reactions recently. I also started watching, I think her name's Maya, but I think her YouTube is Koshi Warrior or something. I started watching her, binged a few of hers. I obviously watch AJ most of the time. I watch obviously Ash. I think that's it for music. Oh, I watch HD Hayes. I also watch HD Hayes. I think that's it for music reactors. Ooh, who is your favourite character and least favourite character from TV shows you've watched in the past year? Well, I feel like for a lot of the TV shows, obviously I've done ranking videos, so if you wanted an accurate breakdown, then I'm sure you could do that. But I'd say least favourite character from, for example, I think so far in Game of Thrones, my favourite's Daenerys. My least favourite is for sure Joffrey or Cersei or Jaime. Any of the Lannisters, to be honest, apart from Tyrion. Tyrion's kind of cute sometimes. Stranger Things, my favourites for sure. 11, no doubt in my mind. 11, or actually no, there is a doubt in my mind because there's also Max. Love Max. Least favourite in that show, probably Angela. Heartstopper, obviously Lee's favourite, Ben or Harry. Favourite, Nick, easily, without a shadow of a doubt. Bridgerton, favourite, probably Jonathan Blake, just because sexy. Least favourite, I can't even remember who was bad in that show. I can't remember who was supposed to hate in that show. I know, like, Penelope's mum had, like, a guy who was an asshole. I don't remember who I was supposed to hate, but yeah. There you go. Hopefully I've answered your question. Oh my God, someone's asked who were more blood boiling, Angela or Harry? And you know what? I feel like a lot of you probably expect me to say Harry, but I think I'd say Angela because, and here's why. I feel like Harry, although absolute horrible human being, like bully, I feel like we don't really know as much about Harry. Like, I feel like he could have been through some, like, past trauma. He might have some sort of internalized homophobia as to why he's so mean to gay people and just people in general. Whereas I feel like Angela is just a jealous bitch who thinks she's, like, better than everybody else. So I almost think she's worse. And I also think she was just blatantly a bitch. Like, I feel like Harry was like, I don't know, I don't want to say charismatic with it, but a little bit more charismatic with it. Angela was just mean and rude and, like, wanted to make someone who was already feeling like an outcast feel even worse, which to me makes no sense. So I think for me, Angela would definitely be the worst one out of the two. Which I don't know if you guys expected me to say that, but there you go. I guess now let's go to Instagram really quick, just to see if there's any good ones on there. I'll try and speed this up a bit because we have been going for a while. So let's try and do, like, some quick fire ones. Now I'm going to try and read this upside down, so I might get this wrong. But someone asked, when did I lose my V card? 17, almost 18. When are we going to get another workout video? Well, the first one didn't do too well, so probably not in a rush. Thoughts on Taylor Swift dating Matty Healy? I don't know about that one, sis. I don't know if this is just some sort of rebound after Joe. I don't know what's going on. And I also don't think Matty Healy is necessarily the gem that everyone makes him out to be. I don't know about it, but I also don't know enough about Matty Healy and what he's done. I've just heard a lot of things. I don't know what's true, what's not. So I'm not about to pass judgment. So, yeah. Next person asked, what happened to the Deathly Hallows Part 2 video? Loved your reaction. Got blocked. Woo! YouTube are really coming for me these days, okay? Got blocked, don't know why. I'm trying to get it back up, but I really don't know if it's going to be restored. Who the fuck knows? So hopefully you saw it. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but hopefully you did. Did you always know that you wanted to do something like YouTube? No. I knew that I wanted to do some sort of entertainment from a young age. I feel that was kind of prevalent because I danced my whole life. I definitely thought I wanted to do some sort of entertainment, whether that was on TV, a dancer, like on stage, but this also kind of goes into that. So this is just my way of doing it, I suppose. Hopefully I'm entertaining. I guess you can let me know down below. Someone asked, just curious, has it crossed your mind to make an OnlyFans? Moving on. Someone asked advice, how to get your crush's attention. Spread your legs. Someone asked, will I react to The Little Mermaid 2023 when it's out? Well, I'm going to be going to the cinema to watch it because I'm sorry, I have to experience that in cinemas, but I'd happily do another reaction when it comes out on streaming, which I'd imagine is probably going to be pretty late after that. So I wouldn't mind watching it again with you guys, but obviously it wouldn't be an initial reaction. Does that make sense? Because I've got to watch it in the cinema. So yeah. Shag, Marry, Kill, Rob Stark, Steve Harrington, Sir Hugh of the Vale. This is easy for me. Kill Rob Stark for sure. Marry Steve Harrington and fuck Sir Hugh. That is so easy. Someone asked, do you prefer yourself as a blonde or a brunette? I mean, I know this is like a lot, but I love my hair when this has grown out a little bit, so I've got a bit of rootage. I love like the silver tips. So I'd say that, which I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but I am really enjoying being a blonde. So, yeah. I imagine a lot of people prefer me as a brunette, but I'm just having fun, all right? It's summer. Ooh, favourite Taylor Swift album. That's so hard. I'd say Evermore. Billy or Lana? Ooh, that is super hard. I'd say currently, the one who has me more excited about like their next move would be Billy. So I think Billy, currently. But I feel like Lana's had an incredible career and I love her so much. And I love like all of her work. So like Lana's had the longevity, but Billy has me more excited because I feel like I almost know what to expect from Lana at this point, whereas Billy shocks me regularly. So I'd say that. Is 8 inches enough? I'm sure it's enough. I'm sure it's enough. Don't know in what context, but I'm sure it's enough. Totally. Okay, and I think that's where we'll leave it. Okay. I think this is gonna be gonna have been a long video, so sorry, or you're welcome. I don't know. I know this was different, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you soon with another video. Podcast tomorrow, and then Monday, probably Tuesday, Game of Thrones. Bye.